There is only one tool used and owned by every Wiccan. That is the athame. This is your personal tool, and it is a tool, not a weapon. It is not used for any physical cutting. There are certainly no blood sacrifices in Wicca. Some traditions have very definite specifications for the athame. Generally, it should have a straight double-edged blade and a dark handle. The need for the double-edged blade I will show you later. The dark handle is so that it will the more easily absorb your vibrations, for the athame is both a storer, like a capacitor or battery, and a projector. It is used for storing power and for directing that power. The ideal is to make your own athame. This would certainly be the most powerful. Failing that, buy a suitable knife from a store, but then do some work on it yourself. Let's look now at the meeting place, the temple of the Wicca. In the old days, especially in large covens, it was common to meet out in a field or in a clearing in the woods. Many Wiccans are still able to do this, though not all by any means. You certainly need to consider such factors as availability, accessibility, privacy, security, and even such a seemingly mundane factor as weather. The size of the circle is determined by the number of people who will be using it. A popular size, though by no means mandatory, is 9 feet in diameter. For a solitary, a 6-foot circle is far more comfortable. If you have a large group, don't try to squeeze them all into a small circle. Have the group take hands and stand with arms outstretched. Then a circle that will enclose them all is just the right size. In the center of the circle is the altar. No special dimensions, can be square or rectangular, though why not a better balanced round one? On the altar sit the coven tools, and again these will vary depending upon the particular tradition you follow. The 4 basics are candle, censer, water, and salt. There should also be incense. An ancient belief is that the smoke of the incense carries your prayers up to the gods. It also, of course, helps create the right atmosphere for the rituals. And thirdly, it represents the element of air. There should be a dish of salt on the altar together with a dish of water. Salt is a universal symbol for life, and as such is important in cleansing and consecration rituals. You can use any sort of dishes to hold these. Another possible coven tool is the sword. It's not essential. The athame can be used instead of it, but it is popular and suitable, particularly for the actual ritual casting of the circle, which I will deal with shortly. Some covens also use a wand. This is one of the tools which has come into the craft, as have a number of things, from ceremonial magic. It is not necessary since, again, the athame can be used for anything that one would use a wand for. Other items used by various groups for differing reasons include a pentacle, white-handled knife, and bell. As I said before, whatever you decide to use, have a good reason for using it. A group of Wiccans, as I have mentioned, is called a coven. From among these, a leader or leaders are chosen, the priest and or priestess. In some traditions, degree systems operate. Periods of training with recognized points of advancement. It is usually necessary to reach a certain stage before it's permissible to lead the coven. In other traditions, however, the priest and or priestess are chosen from among the members and lead it for a set period. Lead is the key word here. It is said that in a coven, all are like the spokes of a wheel. No one is either first nor last. That is how it should be. The priesthood lead the rituals. They do not rule the group. The priest represents the god of Wicca, and the priestess represents the goddess. The beginning is the whole opening ritual, setting up and consecrating the temple for the meeting. The area has been designated, the circle on the ground. The altar is set up. The coven members stand within the circle. Now the priest or priestess takes the sword from the altar, or a athame if no sword is available, and goes to the east candle. All circumambulations start and finish in the east. Generally, all movement is sunwise or deersill. seldom earthwise or widdershins, though again this is not a hard and fast rule for all traditions. Pointing the tip of the sword blade at the line of the circle, he or she walks slowly around till arriving back at the east starting point. As she walks, the priestess should concentrate directing her power down through her arms, through the sword blade and into the ground. The power originates from deity. It sometimes helps to imagine a beam of light coming down from the gods and entering the top of the head or the position of the third eye. Feel it filling the body, driving out all impurities. Then feel it surging down the arms and the sword and into the circle. Don't rush this part. This is the singular most important action in casting the circle and erecting the temple. This is laying the foundation from which a cone of power may be built. It is constructing a haven between the worlds, for it's said that the consecrated circle is neither in this world nor in the next. After the circle of power comes the sprinkling and censing to finalize the consecration. Returning to the altar, some of the salt is mixed in with the water. Salted water is, in effect, holy water. It is, for example, the water of Christian baptism.
As salt is life, let it purify us in all ways that we may use it. Let it cleanse our bodies and spirits as we dedicate ourselves in these rites to the glory of the God and of the Goddess. Let the sacred salt drive out any impurities in this water, that we may use it throughout these rites. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Again, going to the east, the priest or priestess once again follows the line of the circle, asperging or sprinkling the salted water along that line. A third circumambulation is then done, passing the censer along the line to fumigate. Now that the circle has been consecrated, you must do likewise with the worshippers.
I consecrate thee in the names of the God and of the Goddess, and welcome you to this their temple.
This is on the order of a marking of the body with the salted water, pentagram or Celtic cross, for example. Light the 4 quarter candles.
Here I bring light and air in at the east to illuminate our temple and bring it the breath of life.
Here do I bring light and fire in at the south to illuminate our temple and bring it warmth.
Here do I bring light and water in at the west to illuminate our temple and wash it clean.
Here do I bring light and earth in at the north to illuminate our temple and bring it strength.
At this point, many traditions, though certainly not all, acknowledge the 4 quarters, oftentimes referred to as the watchtowers of those quarters.
All hail to the element of air, watchtower of the east. May it stand in strength, ever watching over our circle.
And from here, the one remaining act of the opening ceremony is the invitation to the gods.
All hail the 4 quarters, and all hail the gods. We bid the Lord and Lady welcome, as they witness our rites that we hold in their honor. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
All hail.
All hail.
Please note that in the craft, the gods are invited to attend and witness the rites. They are not commanded or ordered to appear. At this inviting, wine or fruit juice, if you prefer, is drunk to the gods, a libation always being poured first. The ending or closing, sometimes called clearing the temple, is usually very short but equally important. It consists of thanking the gods for their attendance and dismissing the worshippers.
We came together in love and trust and friendship. Let us part the same way. Let us spread the love we have known in this circle outward to all, sharing it with those we meet. Lord and Lady, we thank you for your presence here, for guiding and guarding over all of us and all that we do. Love is the law, and love is the bond.
Married did we meet,
married
do we part,
and
married may we meet again.
The temple is cleared.
There is no need for any sort of ritually breaking the consecrated circle. The very fact of everyone moving out of it is sufficient to break it.